Listen up. So, for you who do not know me, my name is John. I am Matt's older brother. And also, one of the only single Johns left in the family. According to Tegan, there's a table around here full of single women. I have yet to find you. But I also hear, if you look behind your name tag, there shall be a star, and you have won the opportunity to be my date for the rest of the night. Alright, so Matt, you ready for this? Alright. You know, I've been in sales almost my whole life. Giving speeches in front of people, presentations in front of companies, and sitting down to write / put together a thought process for a speech for your brother is a lot hell of a harder than pitching a company. So anybody who's worked with me, been a friend of mine, or even probably my customers over the last 10.5 years knows how proud I am of my little brother. Did you hear that my brother made All-State Band? Did you know he's going to graduate, first time of his class? He's going to the University of Minnesota to be an engineer. And every time a train passes by now, I point and say my brother works for the railroad. And even though I'm incredibly proud of my brother, we didn't always start off this way. So for those who don't know, I am almost 6 years older than my brother, and that is a little bit of an age gap. So just think of it, you're 6 years old, you've had the house to yourself, and all of a sudden here comes a screaming baby, and they shove it in your room. Here's your brother.
Congrats.
Yeah, definitely an interesting thing. As we got a little bit older, my brother also realized that I could never retaliate because I was older. So I remember there's a very specific moment watching TV on my stomach, and he comes up and drop kicks me in the chest. Yeah, I immediately hop up, try to cold cock him, and give him famous quote to my parents: "Don't touch him, he's 6 years younger than you." So as we get a little bit older, I had to set up an example for him. I didn't say good example, I said an example. He definitely learned from my mistakes. So, as me and my father would argue, he became his best friend. As I loved the system, he learned to play the game. And even as we got older, my parents trusted the golden child so much that they would say, "Hey Matt, you're in charge, watch your older brother." But as we got a little bit older into the years we are now, we became good friends. I still remember, probably high school age years, obviously 6 years younger than me, he had to play football with us. And I don't know if you know my brother has more concussions than Justin Morneau. He got most of those playing full contact football, and about half of them from my friends. But he always, when knocked down, even though he was not as fast or as strong as, of course, me, he always got back up, and something I can admire. And he's grown to be a great man.
Yeah.
Now Tegan. I am getting a little bit older. You can tell I'm losing my hair. But it's getting really hard to remember a time that you weren't here. You've been here a long time. It's been a special time. And I can still remember when Matt first said the word Tegan. He was a freshman in high school, I believe, or not high school, college. You were a junior in high school, right? But the first time I remember was when he comes home and he's talking about prom. And how there's this girl that he's been going out with who's going to ask him to prom. And I said, well, you have to say yes. If she's going to ask, you got to go. So I kind of feel like I I brought you guys together maybe a little bit. And that's not even the best part. A year later, Matt as a sophomore in college, she as a senior in college. He's now 21 years old. Or high school, I'm sorry. She's in high school, he's in college. It's hard to follow my thought process. But he's 21 years old going to prom, and maybe the oldest person ever to do so in high school.
Still wet.
Too soon? Anyways, you know, you are John now. It is a great thing. I don't know if any of the Johns emails that have married into the family had a conversation with you. It is historic. I don't know if it happened. They do warn you about this. But I don't know if you guys know, being a John is like royalty. There's only two ways you can become a John. And that is one, God bestows the honor upon you, or you can marry in. So, where's that single table, ladies? There's still a chance? Anyways, this is the point of the speech where you usually give some advice as a married person, obviously not married. And so I'm going to end it with a story. So Matt, as you know, railroad, goes up to North Dakota a lot. He's walking along the railroad tracks for trips on something shiny. From that shiny object comes a genie. A genie looks at him and says, I have 3 wishes to give. Some dumb farmers up here asked to be rich, so I gave them oil under the ground. A fat farmer with bad hands said, I want to play in the NFL, so the Klein saucer got to play with the Vikings. I will give to you. Now, Matt thinks about it for a second and says, hey, I am getting married, my honeymoon's in Jamaica. I'm not a huge fan of flying, and especially over water, so I would like for a bridge to be made between Florida and Jamaica. And the genie thinks for a second and looks at Matt. You know better than anybody else in civil engineer, this is impossible. It's just too deep, too far to go. It's physically impossible. You're going to have to come up with something else. Matt thinks about it for a second. Well, I want my marriage to be successful. I want to know what Tegan is thinking when she says things, what that means. So the genie stops for a second and looks at him and goes, so this bridge, do you want it 2 right lanes?